happy day, and thank you for visiting my channel. If you're new here, that's my partner's alarm going off in the background if you can hear it. Um, if you're new here, I'm a numerologist. I read numbers, I speak with your guides, angels, source through numbers. And what I have allowed lately is that I will click a random number generator on Google. So numbers 1 through 99. So then your guides can talk to you. Why numbers? Because numbers is the one thing that we can all agree on in this world, even if we're all at war at each other. Two stones is two stones. Um, so of course, why can't the angels speak the language as well? Hidden in plain sight. Well, yesterday's number was 279. If you want to know what that's about, you can go check that out. Today, let me go ahead and just click generate. Today, your number is 513. 513. Your birthday may be May 13th. 5 is about expansion and change and growth and travel and being safe while you travel because it's a little bit impulsive energy. 1 is about beginnings, individuality, leading, initiation. 3 is about creation and co-creation and childlike joy and maybe being a little bit moody. They're usually a little. The funny thing with 3 energy is like a lot of times 3 is a little bit moody, but also doesn't want to take anything seriously. So it's a funny little balance there. All together now, it's a 9. It is a 9 through a 6-3 or a 4 or 5-4 or a 4-5. Now, yesterday was a 9 energy as well, and so most likely, most likely it is still this continuation of the journey. Like everyone in the collective. So yesterday it was a 9, but it was a 9 through 279. So 279 99189. I know that was just me saying a bunch of numbers at you, but in vortex math, it was just me saying the vortex math out loud. But it was more of a 189, and this 9 would be a 639 or a 549. So we're using different essences to get to the same last essence. So through 1 and 8, you are whole and perfect. You know, it's like, oh, your business and all that you're good as exactly the way it is. Your business is fine or whatever. Keep going. It's just the beginning. But with the 6-3, this is specifically talking about the vibration and frequencies around you, in the people that you're associating with, in the entities that you are associating with. And that includes yourself, baby, okay? Because when we create for ourselves too. And whenever we love, we can love for ourselves. Expansion and yourself. The one is there. The one, you are the one that the one is talking about. You are the individual in which they speak. And it's so much easier said than done to be like, yes, I accept myself wholly and completely exactly the way that I am, and nothing bothers me, and I'm not flawed, and I truly am a divine, perfect child of God, you know? The way that God sees me, I unconditionally love me, the way that Source unconditionally loves myself. And so, through this 6-3, or through this 5-4, because so I'll say 4-5 really. So if we're doing 6-3, it's 5-1-3. 5 plus 1 is 6, and then there's a 3. 6-3. 6 plus 3 is 9. If we are reading it from right to left, where we're doing 3-1-5 instead, traditionally in our American society, we read stuff from left to right. So oftentimes I will read stuff from left to right. Ancient language wise, I'd read them both ways. I read them front and back and upside down and center, you know, because they're all there. The messages are all there. It's all part of the context. It's all a part of the placement. So like even 5 being in the first position on the left hand side um, is going to be an indicator of this is an expansive period of your time if you read from left to right. Either way, these things are present around you. They're available to you. This when it comes to numbers, they are saying yeah a little bit. Like sometimes it's like a predictive thing. But it's also like if you know that the weather outside is snowing, then you know how to dress for the snow. You know, you're not gonna just show up in your bikini because when did you even buy a bikini? I don't. Why would I have a? Why is my bikini there? I don't have a bikini. I wear strictly one pieces. So, but yeah, it's just about knowing this is what is around you in this moment. When you know that 8 energy is around you, it's good to be a little bit mindful of injury, like because we get a little excited and sometimes we just kind of like skip a step of mindfulness. Kitty cat, get your booty. She's over there climbing on whatever she can get into. I swear, she's on shelves, she's on windows, she's I mean, I swear she wanted to jump in the fridge one time. She's so bold. She acts like a dog and a cat at the same time. She won't jump in the bathtub, though, unless there's like a spider or something. I don't know what I'm talking. Oh, yeah, because that just happened. So, here's what I will say because I know it is difficult to fully embrace that I am whole and complete exactly as I am, especially whenever you're also in the spiritual journey of eliminating and integrating and all of this stuff with shadow and ego and all of that. So, you know what? I was sent something by a really good friend. Um, and what he sent was like a meme, essentially. Or maybe somebody was talking to were talking to each other. No, I think it was a meme. But it said that when you were created, God, source, whatever universe, whatever you want to call it, your soul, whenever you were creating the archetype of your lifetime, your stupidity was accounted for. Your egos were accounted for. The things and the lessons and stuff that you were supposed to be learning in this life were accounted for. It wasn't like, oh, this is the mission that's meant to be accomplished. Now let's send you out there with nothing at all. No, you have a mission. You don't think that if you have a mission that they're not going to then supply you with the tools that you need? You just don't realize what's in your rucksack yet. Like you've been carrying this rucksack all along, and it's like, oh no, this is my baggage, and look at how hard things are for me because I have to carry this. Instead of dropping it and seeing what's inside, you're now doing this instead, which is hurting your back, hurting your feet, still walking with your little backpack of pain. But what if you took that backpack off, that rucksack, and then realized that there's a sleeping bag in there? What? They gave you a bag to simply rest in? That means they wanted you to rest. What the heck in pooping? They wanted you to rest. They indicated that in this mission, you would have to rest. Yes, I'll stay in the call. 5 is about rest and relaxation and how maybe go camping. They didn't say this mission's going to happen and you can't eat or sleep or anything. And sometimes that is the mission. You can't eat or sleep or drink or something for a mission for a short period of time. But usually that's thrust upon you because there's like some type of crazy situation, like where you're just stuck, or or it's something that you've asked yourself to do, like because you're fasting. Um, yeah, I looked up and it was 9 minutes 54 seconds, which is a 9-9. So I'm gonna say 54. 9 through 54 in this because 513, we can do 5 plus 4, and that's a 9. In order to have a lot of relief and relaxation, you oftentimes have to build a foundation to do that. I feel like I just did something similar to this. I think the reason why it keeps happening though is because maybe you're not quite understanding with the reference I'm getting. Last time I used, and if this is the same person, it might be different people every time who's hearing this, and also at different times in general. I don't even know. Some people find my videos like months later, and I'm like, okay, I guess that was for them in that moment because that's how it works. But before I was talking about 4, putting in the hard work to build a structure to have good foundation, so then you can 5 have fun, relax, travel, whatever. And so I was talking about building a trampoline. And so that takes a lot of structure and stability in order to have these people jumping on a trampoline up and down for them to have fun. But first, you have to do the hard work of building it. When it comes to hard work, you have to rest in order to be able to do the hard work. And if you're not doing the rest part, if you're not doing the fun part, if you're not doing the expansion part, then the work that you're doing is for no reason. And that's a little harsh sounding, but it's a waste of your time. It's something that no longer serves you to be a workhorse constantly and not reaping the rewards or the relief after the work. It's like you're not allowing yourself to be relieved of all the work that you've done. And it's also a little bit difficult too because you've been working. And so that means there's a bunch of relief that's just been accumulating that you haven't been doing. And the wild thing is that if you were working and then resting and then working and resting, you would have been able to actually be in a place that was a bit more stable. Um, but that didn't happen like that for a reason because you need to learn how to interact with this cycle and see, okay, well, I had long periods of work, which means I'm going to have equally long periods of rest. And so if we make it the assignment to rest properly, then whenever you put in the hard work, then it's better. Your mind's sharper, your soul is sharper. Like it's just it's still work to rest. That's your job. It's your job to take care of yourself. That's the main job in this whole world is to take care of yourself, make sure that you're feeling good and not harming people. And that includes yourself. You are people. And so if you saw a little kid that all they did was work all the time in the coal mines, you'd want them to go and take a nap. And also, have you seen a kid when they haven't taken a nap and they swear up and down that they don't need a nap? They need a nap. They need a nap. And then once they lay down and sleep, man, they crash out. They crash out and they feel so much better when they wake up. And yet you think you're above that because you think you're an adult? Think twice and don't second guess yourself. All right, y'all. That's it. That's a little bit longer one for the day. Much love. Y'all keep a lookout for the numbers and like stay synchronized.